Hello and welcome to Western Motors, Ireland's premium Volkswagen dealer. Today we're going to give you a guided tour through the ID Buzz range, and this is going to be easy for me because this is my favourite car of the decade. We're going to show you what specs are available, how you can configure those specs, what batteries are available, performance, and a general overview of the car. So stick with us and we'll get started. For 2026, the ID Buzz is available in 4 trim packages. We get the Life, the Style, the Edition and the GTX. However, inside those ranges, we can opt for a whole host of extras and packs above the standard spec you choose. We get one battery choice in the 2026 ID Buzz, and that's the 86 kilowatt hour battery pack. It's DC fast charge capable of up to 200 kilowatts per hour and AC charge capable of up to 11 kilowatts per hour. So that means on the fast charger, you're going to move from 5% to 80% in about 30 minutes, and it'll take about 9 hours on your standard home wall box. We get a WLTP range of 453 kilometers to 487 kilometers, depending on the spec you choose. And the spec you choose is you can have a 286 brake horsepower rear mounted motor, or we can have the GTX with the dual motor setup and 340 brake horsepower. Entry level into the ID Buzz range starts in the Life spec, but to call it entry it seems completely wrong. What this car has as standard over and above what you'd expect from an entry level model is incredible, and some of that stuff includes, we've got the Park Assist Pro system on it, the 12.9 inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and a reverse cam. We have heated seats on the car. We have 10-way adjustable ambient lighting. We get a full multi-function steering wheel with adaptive cruise control, and we get keyless entry and keyless go as standard, to name but a few of the base level specs on the car. Upgrade to the Buzz Style, and on the interior we get an upgraded infotainment system, but on the exterior we get 20-inch Salona alloy wheels this time, and we get the IQ LED adaptive headlamps on the outside. We also get the Open Close Package Plus here. That means now we can open and close our sliding doors from the key, or just touch the handle and they will open fully and close fully as standard. Move up to the Edition version of the car, and that's where we start to get the option of the two-tone paint schemes on the interior and the exterior. And it's like the car we're filming in today, but it really adds to that modern retro look that the ID Buzz is going for. On the interior then, that pack also offers just lots of extra USB-C ports around the car, and we get the most upgraded version of the infotainment and stereo system as standard now. Upgrade to range topping GTX, and on the exterior we get GTX bespoke and specific body styling, and that continues on into the interior too. We get a temporary spare wheel as standard now fitted with the car, and the Convenience Package Plus with the car. However, what we really get in the GTX model is now we get the 4Motion setup, meaning we've got dual motors, we've one on each end and 4-wheel drive, and we've got 340 brake horsepower. That allows this giant van to take care of the 0 to 100 km per hour sprint in less than 5.7 seconds. Now, just as a general overview of the ID Buzz and how it's laid out, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. The car that we're looking at now is the Edition spec, so we get things like the white steering wheel, but it's full of convenience. There's USB-C ports everywhere in this car. The door bins are gigantic. There's a huge amount of storage in them. Down here we get more storage, more coffee cups. The floor is completely flat because of its It's full EV architecture, and on account of that, even though this is already a physically large car, because this car will never have to accommodate any kind of petrol or diesel or combustion engine whatsoever in it, the bulkheads are pressed really far forward, and the motors, an electric motor is quite a small thing. It's not like an engine, it doesn't take up a huge amount of space, so they're able to tuck it away really well, to the point that the interior space is absolutely gargantuan. It's far bigger than you're going to think it is from the outside, because when you come up and stand on one on the outside, it's not gigantic. It's not like a huge intimidating thing like a giant Transit or something. It's not that at all. It's a totally different experience, and it creates so much space on the inside. There's great touches too, like the buzz box down here on the car. Like that's a fully adjustable and fully removable center tray for the driver. It has pockets on the front and pockets on the back, offering more cup holders and that kind of stuff for rear passengers or front passengers. Again, you can take it out utterly. The other stuff it has, they've all got these lovely captain's chairs. So we've got an armrest on both sides where we can just perch ourselves up and drive along in utter convenience. Included actually, and we didn't talk about in the specific packs, are the additional specs and trims and stuff we can opt for, with big glass roofs and that kind of stuff. You can really tailor this down to be whatever way you want it to be, and it's stunning. It does a thing that's very hard to quantify, and there's no metric for it, but for me personally, it makes me feel happy. It's just a lovely, lovely thing. When I'm in it, I feel happy. The design is beautiful. People smile at me as I drive along the road in it. It's a really cool car. The way they've operated the windows on it too, we get this massive big front window here, and it makes for just incredible visibility out of the car. The high vantage point is far better than any SUV you're ever going to sit in. You can see head and shoulders above an SUV as it's driving along in front of you down the motorway and that kind of stuff, so it takes all that anxiety away. The other thing too, we've got these big square mirrors. Now they're very aerodynamic on the outside, but they're a big mirror, and the sides of this car are very straight up and down. They're very slab sided, but that makes it really easy to park in tight situations. You just look in the mirror and you know where everything is. It's an incredible thing. Anyway, I think what we should do from here is put me in the second row and the third row of seats to see how practical it is with a big lump like me inside it. So into the back of the ID Buzz. We'll just use our convenience pack there to close the door. In the main, in the actual terms of room of what we're getting in here, it's gargantuan. It's absolutely colossal in here. I've got 16 inches of knee room in front of me. There's no need for this amount of room whatsoever for anyone in the middle. Headroom, I've well over a fist and a half's worth of space above my head, and for scope, I'm 6'1". I could stand to lose a few pounds, so I take up a lot of space. But it's all the nice touches here. Like we get a rear tray table with a coffee cup holder. We get a device holder here for kids. We still get our traditional map holder down here. We get USB-C ports in the doors. This whole bench can move forward to create more space in the back for the third row passengers, but I don't think they're going to need it. It's a gigantic, gigantic car. There's tons of practicality too, in that we get ISOFIX points on both sides. A giant booster seat for a kid is absolutely going to fit in the centre here. 3 adults are going to fit in the centre here, no problems whatsoever. It's a really, really huge thing. But anyway, I think what we should do now for the acid test is put a big lump like me into the third row and just see how practical it actually is. So here I am into the back on the third row of seats. I get my own individual seat, and it's a full-size seat. I got a 3-point seatbelt across me. Now, in front of me, without moving the centre bench, we still have like 16 inches of knee room there, so this can be adjusted again. What have I got here? 7 to 8 inches of knee room. My feet go under the seat in front of me. I have a perfect amount of space. We get ISOFIX anchors again in the rear row, meaning in the rear 4 seats out of the potential 5, we have 4 ISOFIX anchors. Some models will come with ISOFIX anchors even on the front passenger seat. You're not forgotten about though either. Like we get our own coffee cup here, or coffee cup holder should I say here. We get a USB-C port in here too. And there's no sense of claustrophobia at all in the back of this. Now some 7-seat cars, when they're, you're kind of squished into the back, and the odd time I would try and get into them, you are a bit claustrophobic. This is so glassy and airy. We have our own fan or speed vent controls and stuff up here, so we can stay cool and everything in the back. And there's individually segmented controls for the heat, so the back can be cold and the front can be warm, or vice versa for kids. It's an unbelievably practical thing in terms of its physical size and the arrangement. We still have that massive boot that's as big as most family hatchbacks already. Like this is a serious piece of kit in here. So moving around to the back of the ID Buzz, and we get a very impressive cargo load. Even with our third row of seats up, we get 306 litres of usable capacity. Now that's similar to what a lot of hatchbacks offer. We can fold the third row of seats, however, and we get 1,340 litres of capacity. Then, if we absolutely have to, we can fold the centre row. And at that stage, we're into large van territory in terms of our cargo capacity. So here we are out driving the ID Buzz. And on top of all the incredible things that the ID Buzz has in terms of spec, features, size, all of those really nice touches, one of its absolute best attributes is the way it drives. It drives phenomenally. Now, I've already alluded to this vantage point that we get out over the road, but whilst on the road, I really have to impress upon you how good it really is. The second thing about it then is always the same with electric cars. It's the quietness. The quietness is just fantastic. You're so used to sitting up in something like this that's high, and it's a lot of the time it's a converted van to turn into a passenger thing. They're loud and boomy and they're all those kind of things. This is not that at all. This is nigh on silent as we drive along in it, and it's just lovely. The performance too then is phenomenal. We've 286 brake horsepower in this configuration that we're out in now, and a rear motor. We've an enormous amount of torque, and we have zero peak efficiency. And that's always the thing to remember with our electric vehicles. We have 286 brake horsepower always. We don't have to get it to 5,500 revs where it then makes that as its best peak efficient point. That's not happening here. We have access to that always. And it makes the car so linear and smooth and lovely because it just pushes off in the way you expect it to. You press the throttle, you get a reaction. It's not chomping at the bit. It's not like this super fast car. It's a lovely, linear, torquey delivery of power. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. Now, as I said at the start, I'm a big fan of these things, so there's going to be biases in here, but this ID Buzz is the car of the decade for me. It's so complete. And when I think back through my experience over the past 15, 20 years of large diesel things in the city, that's where this stuff really, really shines for me, because we can take this into the city and spend our whole day there. We can never see a motorway, never see over 60k per hour, and it's not going to be affected by that. It's actually going to improve its efficiency the more time we spend in town stopping and starting and stopping and starting. But we can put it on roads like this, twisting B roads, undulating, potholed, but the suspension is dealing with them absolutely perfectly. And the handling on these twisty roads for this huge big van is exceptional. And the reason for that is all of our weight is on the floor. It's between the axles and it's between the axle line, meaning this is the perfect balance for handling in any chassis anywhere. All Formula One cars, all race cars are trying to get as low as possible and get the weight down as low as possible, and EVs do that by their nature. So this car behaves itself impeccably on these kind of roads. The suspension is ironing out absolutely everything perfectly, and we're not wallowing or tilting into corners because we have no high weight to act as a pendulum. The car, it just deals with all this stuff perfectly. It's an unbelievably good thing. And the second thing about this big high vantage point is we can see over hedgerows and we get to look around effectively blind corners to see what's coming next. So whether we're driving in the city, on a B road, or heading off across the country with our radar cruise and lane assist on, the ID Buzz is going to behave itself utterly impeccably in any scenario you put it in. But that's it. We've come to the end of our guide through the 2026 ID Buzz range. What we'll do from here is we'll head back to Western Motors and we'll introduce you to one of the brand ambassadors there. If you're in the segment where you need 7 seats and space, and you want a bit of style, comfort, performance, all of the things, there's very few cars that are going to do it better than this. And with the range available in terms of both price, spec and performance, there's got to be a range that works for you.
My name is Stuart Hitchcock. I'm Volkswagen car sales executive here at Western Motors. Volkswagens are super cool. There's a wide variety of models for everyone. We also have a fantastic aftercare then as well. Customers choose Western Motors because it's a family-run business with specifically trained staff to understand and listen to the customer. We also have a top quality after-sales care to ensure customer loyalty.